I have a question. How many audio drivers in a sound producing device would be too many? Like, at what point do we cross the line of diminishing returns? Would it be 5, 10, 12? How about 28? Yeah, this KZ Sonata IEM has 28 total balanced armature drivers, 14 on either side. When I read that, I was like, what? 28? It doesn't have any other drivers either. It doesn't have dynamic drivers, just balanced armatures. Now that setup is unusual but not unheard of. I have seen other IEMs like this Westone Mark 30 which only has 3 balanced armatures. But those are like super enthusiast grade audio monitoring devices. Like they are literally made for production monitoring and not for general media consumption. So how would this fare? Well, let's find out. Even the unboxing was kind of unusual with this one. I mean, it's a nice presentation. The IEMs look great and you get 4 sets of ear tips, 2 memory foam and 2 regular silicone. And in this large carrying case, you get 2 cables. That's a first. There aren't that many wired earphones with multiple cables in the box. I like this first one. It's several levels above what KZ usually does quality-wise. The other one is, it's a bit too thin and flimsy. I'm gonna go with this thick boy. Pause. You also get the pin tool to adjust the switches on the back of this IEM. I'm just gonna keep 1 and 2 off, 3 and 4 on, and leave it at that. I'll also pair these with KZ's own liquid silicone ear tips. I think it's quite fitting. Now going back to my earlier question, I was wondering how would these fare without dynamic drivers? Because the trick most IEM companies use is that they use dynamic drivers which are easy full range drivers to power the low end, and then they use balanced armatures for mids and highs. That's where they usually shine. They'll just supplement all of these with crossover and it sounds great. But what about here? Well, balanced armatures shine when you tune them to one specific range, and that's what KZ has done here. Their configuration is pretty interesting. They are still playing to the strength of the dynamic driver by keeping 10 on either side for ultra high-end frequencies, then assigning 1 for the mid-high frequencies, 2 for the mid-range, and 1 for bass. So that's 14 on either side. And then there's a 4-way crossover circuit that filters the incoming signal to the relevant driver group depending on which frequency is required. And the result is actually quite amazing. The soundstage and layering on these is downright impressive, one of the best I've heard. Especially the top end, there is no harshness or sibilance. It feels super open and airy. I love it. Even the vocals are quite realistic. Now there is no shimmer or sparkle that I usually enjoy, but hey, these are perfectly listenable and enjoyable. These do still sound overall a bit warm with tight, punchy bass, which is surprising. Even with this unusual driver combo, KZ has managed to transfer their energetic DNA. But the bass isn't like the other IEMs we have seen. It's subdued, natural and detailed, like realistic. That's the theme here, I think you get it. It handles even the most crowded, chaotic tracks really well. I never felt that there was a moment these were overwhelmed. So in a way, these are ideal for those who wanted a familiar-ish KZ U-shaped tuning, that warmer sound signature, but with incredible imaging and layering. The upper mid-range and top end, because of those 10 dedicated drivers, is pretty impressive. It's unlike anything I've heard. I mean, this thing often demonstrates better imaging than my main IEM, the Tangem Force, which is like twice the price. Now, these are built much better than these, but sound-wise, yeah, these punch several levels above their price in typical KZ fashion. I mean, no joke, I'm genuinely blown away. Now, there are some imperfections here and there, like this edge of the cable is a little sharp. I mean, it's not perfectly polished and rounded. You can tell that this mainly caters to budget-centric audience, but hey, I respect the efforts here. The result this delivers, the sound is legit. And even the price is pretty legit. I mean, these are like proper in the mid-premium tier category. These are no longer entry-level or budget-friendly. But then again, these are high-end. They are competing with the likes of SimGoat, Kiwi Ears, you name it. And in this price, I actually like these over the SimGoat Supermix 4, which I previously enjoyed a lot, mainly because of their details. So then, now that we have seen the impressive sound that these produce, let's try and answer the original question. How many drivers would be too many? Well, I think after a point where you stop noticing any major difference, that would be in the realm of diminishing returns. And these are pretty much on the border of it. Like there is a noticeable upgrade, like a noticeable improvement, but it's slight. Anything beyond this wouldn't probably be that much more sensible. So KZ Sonata in this price seems like a well-rounded product. Well, that about does it. I think you get the idea. These are like a proper serious IEM from KZ, which normally makes budget-friendly stuff. The company is showing that, hey, we are not really behind on high-end things. We can make it too. I'll link these in the description if you're looking for some high-end stuff. And if you pick this from me, of course, you'll get a crazy discount, much better than anything going on right now. So yeah, if you're interested, drop me an email.